Damari Carroll and how he's
Yeah.
working with you guys. What has he meant for not only the player to coach, but like for you as somebody to be able to talk to on the coaching staff?
Yeah, I think whenever you can have someone on staff that's, relatable, right? Like he's been through pretty much every experience that you could possibly imagine, right? When he was in Memphis, he was a fringe guy and kind of had to fight to make it happen, to then, being someone that was almost an all-star with his time in Atlanta, and then kind of a guy that had to figure out his role towards the end of his career, whether it's San Antonio or Houston. So personally for me, it's just being able to have like a soundboard and like someone that you can trust, where you can bring, you don't want to bring your baggage, but like being someone that's assigned to me as a coach that I work with as a player development, I'm able to pick his brain and talk through experiences, because he's had a ton of experiences, 10-year plus vet, had to work for everything. And at the end of the day, like I joke with him all the time, I'm like, you don't need this paycheck, you could go home and be fine. So he's really giving you his true authentic self because he cares, not because he needs the money. And that's no disrespect to anybody else that has this job because they need a job, but he's doing it because he actually cares and loves basketball and wants to pour into us players.
And Kenny talked about it when JT got his first start, that it was a conversation, that they didn't know if they were going to start him and all these different things.
Yeah.
And apparently they had a conversation coming down, and Damari and some of the other coaching staff convinced him.
Yeah.
What has having him on the coaching staff be like a plug within Kenny Atkinson as the head coach, and obviously working with you and you having a personal relationship with him in that kind of
Yeah, I think the coolest thing, right, with Kenny is that he cares about how the players feel, right? And Damari has a good pulse on how a player would feel constantly throughout a season, whether if it's, hey, we're doing too much here, or we're not doing enough here, the guys want more of this. And he has that feel, and also that relationship. So in the JT aspect, where he knows what it was like probably as a young guy and what you need to be prepared, and he let Kenny know. And sometimes when you're a head coach, you have so many things, rotations, minutes, play calls, and that you have to go over that. To have someone like DC is huge, and he's been phenomenal and a great addition to this organization or team, however you want to say it. So I'm just super happy that he's able to speak up and implement his thoughts, because they really do matter and we value them.
And I'm going to ask you one question about the game tonight. Sam Merrill has been growing as not only a shooter but also a driver.
You see the layup?
Yeah. And there were people in the stands that were like, "Oh wow!" So like, for him to be able to do that and kind of tap into his Utah State bag a little bit, what have you seen from his growth and his confidence to not only go away from the shooting a little bit than what he might have done last year, but also doing other things that he's good at?
Yeah, I think Sam's a great overall basketball player, right? Obviously, the fact that he can really shoot the heck out of the ball is something that people notice, but he does a lot of things at a really high level. So when they're obviously teams are scouting to take away his jump shot, it's kind of like the evolution of how you grow as a player, and he's continued to work on his game tirelessly, and you've seen that because, to start out the year, I'm sure he doesn't feel like he's making as many shots as he wants to, but he's doing other things, whether if it's on the defensive end or, making layups and cuts to the rim. He's doing a phenomenal job for us and not just being one-dimensional, and that's key in this league, because when they take away his shooting, he's capable of doing other things.
What makes him and Don's chemistry so natural?
Don and
Sam.
Yeah. They were in Utah for so long. No, I just think, basketball IQ, guys that have high IQ, you kind of just read and play off the other person. And Don has an extremely high basketball IQ, and so doesn't Sam. You kind of feel bad because Sam's journey has taken him a little while to then get to this point where he's getting consistent minutes. But I think Sam has always been capable of this. But, in the NBA, you have to be patiently relentless and, wait for your opportunity and go out there and take it. And I think he's done that, but those two are smart basketball players. So basketball is like, on a string, and they realize where they have to be and what would help you benefit the other player. So.
Did you ever run into him when he was in Utah at all?
Yeah. We were. I actually went up and played pickup at Utah State while he was up there. Me and Sam have been close friends for a while now, so I'm glad we can get together here in Cleveland.